As the cost of IT outsourcing is increasing in neighboring markets, Vietnam is now considered a new attractive destination for the sector. According to many experts, Vietnamese IT skills have improved significantly and the language skill is also quite advanced. In our crosstalk this week, let's head to Ho Chi Minh City and talk more about the potential of this business, the human resources needed to prepare to promote more IT outsourcing. Our guest this week is Mr. Nguyễn Việt Hùng, Managing Director of KMS Technology, a company focusing on IT outsourcing.
Now, thank you very much for joining these programs of VTV4.
Pleasure.
Yes. Now, Vietnam has been talked among many IT experts to be a destination of IT outsourcing. So how attractive you think the IT outsourcing in Vietnam this year compared to previous years and 10 years ago?
If I have to compare like from last year to this year, then it's hard to tell anything. But then from 10 years, for the 10-year comparison, then I've seen a few things that very special into this outsourcing business. The first thing is that the customer satisfaction has been improved dominantly, significantly in the last 10 years. Usually then we have a lot of issues for delivery in the last 10 years. But now, as in the last 5 years or so, we also have those kind of projects, and then I rarely have to run into the situation where I have issues with deliverable. The second thing I observed in the last 10 years is that the ratio between on-site and offshore is improved. 10 years ago, the ratio can be like 1/10, meaning that if a team with 20 people, then we will need like 2 people on site to do communication and then all kind of like facilitation for the project to be successful. But for now, then with a team of like 60 people, then we only need the same amount of people on site, meaning also 2 people. And in some special case, then we don't need anyone in the US. The account manager can run the project completely from Vietnam with the high quality, with the quality that the US customer are very happy. And the last thing I would see is that the customer, the quality of service is very consistent between now and 10 years before. As I mentioned then we had to run around to do a lot of hot fix and then to do fighting for our project. But for now at KMS we have like a lot of quite a lot of like big customer, and then we don't run into the delivery issue. And yearly then we send out the customer satisfaction to all our clients in the US, and most of them, I can say that more than 90% of them would rate us as like 4+ out of 5 scale. So meaning that we exceed their expectation, and that's what I see in the last 10 years. And I have a lot of positive things to say about this outsourcing business for Vietnam.
How have other organizations, magazines or countries ranked Vietnam in terms of IT outsourcing?
Consistently then in the last 10 years, then as you can observe from the consultancy kind of like companies around the world like Gartner or Tollens, and they're all great. I mean, they're all ranked Vietnam as within the top of like 30 countries for outsourcing kind of destination. And as I remember then in January, then Gartner also named Vietnam among the top 5 of emerging destination for outsourcing alongside with India or China. And then that should be a good reason for that. And no doubt that one of the reasons should be the great work, great services that we have delivered as the whole country for the other market.
Can you name to us some of the major countries that are outsourcing here in Vietnam, and what are some of the products or services that are being offered to those companies?
For KMS, then we focus only on US market, which is a quite big market for Vietnam. I think that even for only US market, then it can overwhelm the whole industry here, because we cannot really have enough people to work for that market. For the other company in Vietnam, then I heard about them to service like European market, and then Japan. Japan is also a top name, and then after that it should be like Australia, New Zealand, those area, and then it come into Asia Pacific, like Singapore and that stuff. A area where there are a lot of work to do in the U.S., especially then recently you can hear about the healthcare reform. That's one of the project that President Obama is working under his time, and then because of that, there are a lot of technology behind the scene that need to be done. So that just gave us a lot of work, and then healthcare is one of the areas that is hot and is require a lot of IT work.